As we've seen, the killings in Afghanistan have unleashed a wave of anger against foreign troops in Afghanistan. Well, for more on the response in Washington, we're joined now by Martha Raddatz, ABC's senior national security correspondent. Martha, thanks for joining us. This is, of course, first and foremost, a human tragedy in Afghanistan, but it sent shockwaves through the Pentagon and the White House. How will US policymakers and military commanders begin to address the damage done to the mission in Afghanistan?
You saw that President Obama put a statement out of apology saying this is not an indication of a widespread problem and the excellent military members who are serving the United States. They also will go into the village. They did that almost immediately. I think that's actually where rumors began that there was more than one shooter, because the soldiers went in to try to help the villagers to take the wounded to the hospital in Kandahar. This is, of course, unprecedented, covering 10 years of the war, more than 10 years. I have never seen anything so cold-blooded that officials say that a U.S. soldier wearing night vision goggles would go door to door and shoot women and children.
Well, we know that the battle for hearts and minds has been particularly difficult in Afghanistan. Is there a feeling in the Pentagon that it's a battle that now can't be won?
Well, I think they know it is a battle that is much, much more difficult. That society is rampant with rumors. Not only is this alone a horrific event, you're probably going to have exaggeration. You're probably going to have the Taliban taking advantage of this and telling other villagers, telling other people that this is what Americans are doing and that they might do it again. They're going to put the fear in as many villagers as they possibly can.
Well, you mentioned the strength and the response of the Taliban. Are we likely to see any preparedness by the military in Afghanistan for an upsurge in attacks by the Taliban?
Yeah, I think not just the Taliban. I think you could see regular Afghans trying to get some sort of revenge. Remember, less than a month ago, when the United States, as they said, inadvertently burned those Qurans, 6 members of the U.S. military were killed shortly after that at different bases and at the Ministry of Interior in downtown Kabul as revenge for the burning of the Quran. And I think the U.S. is now bracing itself, and coalition forces, NATO forces, for some sort of revenge to this really horrific incident.
Will this shooting and the earlier Quran burning incident that you mentioned, will that affect attitudes in the US generally to the mission in Afghanistan?
Well, what's extraordinary is how bad attitudes are already. ABC News and the Washington Post did a poll over the weekend, and this is before the shooting, that showed 60% of Americans do not think the war has been worth fighting in Afghanistan, and a majority of people, 54%, saying they think Americans should get out of the country even before Afghan security forces are fully trained, which is supposed to happen by the end of 2014. So I think you'll see a lot more pressure. I think certainly the Pentagon is worried about this pressure from the American public. It is American public opinion that they count on as well. So not only in Afghanistan will the people be affected, but I think you'll see the American people even more negatively, looking even more negatively toward this war.
Martha Raddatz at ABC, thank you very much for those insights.
Thank you.